Hey guys, my name is Sarah from Not a Green Thumb, and I just want to give you guys a little word of encouragement today because I've been feeling a little bit down this week, I'm not gonna lie. And I have found myself really comparing my garden to others, and I'm sure that many of you are in the same spot as me. Don't mind that I'm wearing the same thing as my video on Saturday, it's because I just filmed that one and I have time right now, so I'm just gonna whip this one out because I've been thinking about it. What I've been thinking about is comparison and how comparison is the thief of joy. And aren't those words so true? I know I've been looking at my garden and I've been thinking, oh, I've started my YouTube channel now and I have an Instagram account for my garden, and so I need to have a perfect garden. It needs to look great and I need to know what I'm talking about and all this stuff. And I only started my channel a few months ago. I think I uploaded my first video in April. I started it with the intention of just tracking my garden progress. So learning as I'm going. I've only been gardening for 3 years, so I'm still very much a beginner gardener. And I wanted to track the lessons I was learning, as well as see the growth in my garden, hence my garden tours every week. I'm no expert homesteader who's been gardening for decades. I'm not trying to say I'm like Gardener Scott, who's literally been gardening for 30 years. I'm just not. I shouldn't be comparing myself to other people's gardens because I've just got a teeny little garden, and that's not the point of my channel. I'm not here trying to be an expert. I'm just trying to learn as I go, and as I learn things, I'm going to teach them to you guys because that's what friends are for. Exactly what it says at the end of all my videos, learning how to garden one mistake at a time. I need to remind myself of that. The next thing I need to remind myself of is when I'm comparing myself to other people's gardens. And when you compare your garden to other people's gardens, just remember, every garden is so different. You might be dealing with pest issues that other people aren't dealing with. Your garden might be significantly smaller. I know my garden is only a 10 foot by 10 foot square, and there's walkways in the middle of it, so it's not even the full 10 feet by 10 feet. I've got a tiny garden, so when I got attacked by pests earlier this year, it took out all of my zucchini and all of my cucumbers because I only had one zucchini plant and 4 cucumber plants, so they got decimated because it was tiny. I've got an uncle who lives 15 minutes away from us, not far, and he didn't have any pest issues, at least not the ones I had, and so his garden is overrun with cucumbers. He can't give them away fast enough. That's what happens when you have cucumber beetles. I can't compare myself to that because there's a huge difference there. And the other thing is, my sister-in-law, she's a brand new gardener. This is her first year, and we've really been bonding over gardening. They're getting tons of stuff out of their garden, and I'm so happy for them. But I'm like, why am I not getting tons of stuff out of my garden? Well, their garden is a 40 by 15 foot plot. 40 feet by 15 feet in the most incredible fertile soil you've ever seen. And that's just, their property is just on amazing soil. All mine is trucked in. I had to import all of my soil because last year we tried growing in the ground here, and the soil was terrible. It was totally garbage. They live 2 minutes away. So, it's just not comparable. So I wonder how often we get comparing the outcome of our garden or what our garden looks like to other people's gardens, when really there's so much going on behind that garden and in that gardener's process. We just can't compare them. Many of us are gardening because we want to grow our own food or be more sustainable, or COVID scared us, and a lot of people got scared from COVID and started gardening so that they had food, which is hilarious because things are feeling a little bit more back to normal. just as people are getting their first round of tomatoes. But many of us are in this for the joy of it. Gardening is a joyful activity. It's very fulfilling and fun and relaxing. I know I come out every morning and every evening to my garden, and it starts my day off on a good foot and ends my day on a good foot. And I just find so much peace here. And by coming out and just thinking, oh man, here's the hole where my cucumber should have been. Or here's my zucchini that's crippled by disease and covered in cucumber beetles. What a failure. No, it's not a failure. That's just this year. Next year, I might plant zucchini and be so overrun with zucchini, I'm sick of them. I guess I'm just trying to say, you're doing great. Your garden is doing great. And you don't have to compare yourself to other people's gardens. We should make it a rule that we're not allowed to compare the output of someone's garden to yours. Because unless their growing situation is exactly the same, the output's gonna be so different, even if you only live 2 minutes away. So, promise me, you're not going to compare the output of your garden to the output of someone else's. Gardening really, when it comes down to it, isn't about the output. You can have a very successful garden and not get anything to eat from it. At least, I think you can. Because if you had a really stressful day and came out to your garden and just felt a little bit better afterwards, then you've had a successful garden. So enjoy being in your garden. Stop looking at what other people are getting from their garden. It really doesn't matter. Right? So if you're feeling discouraged about your garden, I encourage you, pop it down in the comments below. Get your feels out, and everyone else, let's get in there and encourage each other. Okay? And I don't know. I don't have a ton of subscribers, so maybe no one will comment, but let's encourage each other, okay, guys? I mean, this is an amazing community. The gardening and homesteading community is full of incredible people. If you're feeling discouraged, just vocalize it, because I'm sure someone will come and stand by you and say, you know what, you're doing great. Don't worry about it. So, I hope this encourages you. If not, I feel better just talking through my feels. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I know that your garden looks amazing. And if you don't think it looks amazing, it still is amazing. Even if it looks a little sketch. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye.